So, I'm back again for another update, first one in a very long time. I've got a few things I want to run through. First of all, the title change. The game is no longer called Shooting Star Tactics, it is now Microcosmic Water Bear Warfare. I want to lean way more heavily into the whole tardigrade thing. I feel like I can extract a lot of charm out of that. I just have to get drawing. So the first new addition is we have some tutorials. This whole menu thing is still hideous. I still have the glossary, which is even more hideous and embarrassing. It will look better eventually, but it's got all the information there if you ever need definition. But yeah, these 4 tutorials cover pretty much everything you need to know besides like the nitty-gritty details on each individual ship. But yeah, run through these things and you will know how to play the game. Real quick, I want to show off some updated sprites that I've done. The Orb Weaver is the same idea, but I've given it a little bit more detail. More importantly, the Scorpion. Oh man, I hated that placeholder so much. From the day that I made it, I hated it. But I just needed a ship that was visually distinct that I could whip up in as short amount of time as possible. The thrusters on the side look really silly right now, but I like the overall ship design of this one now. I also changed the graphic for the flamethrower, so now it's more solid, kind of cartoony look instead of the spray of particles that I had before. So that's cool. And then the other one is the Leech, which looks similar to its old design, but a little bit different. I wasn't intending on having this H.R. Geiger kind of look, but that's how it came out, and I kind of like it. The back of it has this little animation that is only made possible because I pulled apart my whole animation system so that the thrusters are no longer part of the ship's animation at all. They're just separate objects that are turned on and off as needed. Yeah. So something that I've wanted to have for a long time is to start introducing more defensive options in the form of objects that can appear in a map. And one of the barriers to me doing that was the fact that my explosions go through walls, or they used to, because it would just do like a circle check, and if there was any ship within that area, it would do damage to them. And even if I changed the code, it would look wrong because the sprite would still appear as if it was hitting the ship on either side anyways. So I wasn't able to do that before. However, I have updated the explosions so that instead of just being the sprite, they also have particles. So now, when you're behind a wall or something, you are protected, and it's very obvious just visually that you're protected. So, with that, I was able to make these things. It's a placeholder graphic for the blast shelter. So you can go inside of it. If you press B, it'll cost 10 AP to close it currently, and you're safe in here. The only thing that can hurt you inside of a blast shelter is electric attacks because they go through walls. But otherwise, you are safe. These things have a finite amount of HP, though, and once they run out, they explode. After I have the graphic drawn for it, I'll probably have like different states of damage on it, so you can tell when it's a good time to get out. But yeah, that's the idea, and I want to have more objects kind of like this, probably more interactive objects, not necessarily defensive ones, but just more interactive objects. But then also, like, I want to have a glass bottle that you can fly inside of, and just things like that. Yeah. And finally, the most significant update is the brand new ship, the HC Turret. This thing has been in my design doc for a super long time, and once I had these blast shelters made, I realized that was most of the work towards getting this ship working anyways, so that was my next project. So what is this guy? He's only got 50 health, very small amount of health, but let's just get this out of the way. If I press B, then the actual ship is revealed. I don't plan for it to continue looking like this. I don't know why it looks like that. It's the more I see it, the stranger it looks. It's like a torso. It's like a spaceman's torso. But anyways, you can fly around, and you can go back into your shell. Press B to get back in. Now, when you're in your shell, it behaves the same way as these blast shelters. It has a certain amount of HP. Once I've drawn the graphics for it, you'll be able to see the damage or get a rough idea of it based on how damaged it appears to be. But this thing is not meant to be super mobile. It burns through your AP really, really fast and moves very slowly. So it's mostly meant to be stationary. And the reason is because it has a scope with a sniper rifle. So I can shoot that guy and shoot him again, and shoot him one more time, and he's gone. Except now I'm all out of sniper rifle ammo. And I don't want to have to fly this thing around to pick up more ammo because it's so slow. So what I'll do is I'll get out, and I'm going to cheat and give myself more AP just because. Let's say I can't find any ammo. There's tons on the map because I keep flipping back and forth between the turns. I can use my plunder beam. Check this out. Boom. So what did that do? It took away one of his ammo from his primary weapon and gave me ammo from my secondary weapon, my sniper rifle. And let's say I wasn't happy with my shell's location, or maybe it's badly damaged. I can fly over to a new spot and use my ability, unless I'm too close to something. Oh, there goes my time. Let's try it again. Can't use it here because it does an obstruction check, which is good. Otherwise, boom, I've got a brand new shell. And I can line up with that line of sight up here. That's how that works. When you have a long-range weapon, you get these line of sight beams. Open up your scope, and you can see it at the edge, line it up, take your shot, and boom, there you go. So, that is the HC turret. Oh yeah, one more thing actually. When you get out, it becomes neutral. So if there are multiple teams that have this ship and they happen to leave themselves exposed or leave a vacant shell, you can go inside of it and take it for yourself. They're not tied to one particular team. But yeah, that's about it.